Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this birthday card. The technique that I've used at the back here is known as Faux silk. I've made two cards so far. This is Highland Heather and this one is Grapefruit Grove. I'm going to bring this up to the screen because it's very difficult to try and show this, what the effect of it. There we go, I think you can see that, can't you? See how it's all crinkled? Let me show you the other one as well. Obviously each card is different. So if I show you these, it'll give you an idea what you're looking for. I don't really think there's a right and wrong with it. If you're happy with it, then that's right. So let me start off by giving you the card pieces that you're going to need, and I'm going to be using Balmy Blue. So you need a Whisper White card base which measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8 inches, which is 21 by 14.5 centimetres, scored and folded at 10.5 centimetres. And then you'll need 2 pieces of Balmy Blue Cardstock, which measure 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/2 inches, which is 10 by 14 centimetres. And then 2 pieces of Whisper White, which measure 3 3/4 inches by 5 3/8 inches, which is 9.7 by 13.7 centimetres. You'll need a piece of tissue paper, which measures approximately 7 inches by 5 inches, and this is just normal straightforward tissue. I bought this as a pack of tissue paper, but you could also use, if you receive a parcel and it's got tissue paper in it, there's no reason why you can't use that. But that's not a Stampin' Up product, but it measures about 5 by 7 inches, which is 13 by 18 centimetres. Then you will also need a piece of Balmy Blue Cardstock, which measures 2 inches by 3 7/8 inches, which is 5 by 10 centimetres, and a piece of Whisper White, which measures 1 7/8 inches by 3 3/4 inches, which is about 4.7 by 9.7 centimetres. And then you need a couple of scraps, one of Whisper White, one of Balmy Blue, to do the sentiment across there. Okay, so let me just show you the inside of the cards first. I've just done the stamping like that on both of them because I thought it tied in nicely with that. Okay, so what we're going to do first is, if we do the stamping for the inside of the card, stamping for the tissue paper, this and this. I'm going to start with the sentiment first, and I'm using Balmy Blue ink. The stamp set I'm using for the main image here is called Touches of Texture. It's a 2-box set without sentiments. It's got loads of images that are absolutely suitable for just so many things, including the like background type ones. I love the little bee there personally, but this is a stamp that I'm using there, but because there's no sentiments I had to go to another one to get that, and I've gone for Itty Bitty Greetings, and I've chosen Happy Birthday. So the stamp is here, Happy Birthday. I'm just going to stamp that in the centre. There we go. So that will need to be punched out. I'm going to do this one first, which is my piece of white to go on the inside. And what I do with this is I ink my stamp, I stamp off and then do onto my Whisper White. This is such a beautiful colour. There we go. And then I bring this down down again. Okay, isn't that lovely? Right, let's put all the stamping over that side once I've done it. Let's do this one next. Now with the tissue paper, because mine was in a packet, obviously I've got the fold marks there. It really doesn't matter for this technique. It's just I don't want the bits turning up at the ends like this. So I'm just going to encourage it to go in the opposite direction. There we go, that's fine. Now again, to stamp onto here, I'm going to be stamping off. And what you will find, or at least what I find, I assume it happens with all tissue paper. I don't remember this happening when I did this technique previously. Whether I had better tissue paper then or not, I really don't know. But the ink does go through onto the other side, which is no problem, except it does start distorting what you can see. You'll see what I mean. Right, stamp it off. And then you just stamp this any which way you like. I like to try and put this into different directions. In fact, I better stop talking, otherwise I'm going to finish up giving this the first generation stamping. Let's turn it round. You may have noticed that on the two cards that I've already done, I have my panel with this plant, this flower in it. One is on the left hand side and one is on the right hand side. I hadn't planned it like that. It's just that when I did my sheet like this, on the Highland Heather one, the design came out a lot darker than I wanted it to be. So I will be saying to you to play with the layout when you're ready to put your panel on, to decide which way you think it looks best. Right, before I go any further, I need to clean my stamp. Put that there for a moment, because I'm going to stamp the main image here using StazOn. So just clean this. Just stamp that onto some scrap paper. Right, I'm going to have to get myself a bit closer here. Hold on. Now, how far can you see? Right, okay. Now this fits this easily. So when you're putting, when you're trying to decide placement, as long as the top, bottom and the sides fits in, then you're good to go. Right, excuse my head a moment. There we go. There we go, that's nice. So that can go now, we don't need that. So let's go back to this piece. And that one goes there. And this is the top layer of the white piece. Now what you need to do with this is, I'm not sure that this makes any difference, but just in case it does, I just mark something on the top there so I know that this is the side that I've actually stamped. And you just screw it up. Okay, don't screw it to within an inch of its life, but just a decent amount. Okay, and then once you've done that, you need to unwrap it again. But don't try and smooth out the creases. That's what you want. Okay, that's why those creases earlier on didn't matter. Now, on this piece, what you need to do is another non-Stampin' Up product is a glue stick, and you have to cover all of this. I have found that if you're using this, which is the original as far as I'm concerned, glue stick Prit, it's a lot easier if you use a new stick. Earlier on today I was working with one that is a lot older than this. This was bought at Christmas, so it's only, well, a couple of weeks ago. And this works brilliantly, but the other one, it's such an effort to try and get it to go across, and I was finishing up with lots of lumpy bits. I almost gave up doing this. I thought, how can I get you to do something like this where it's such a fight? But a new one, look how easy that's going. You just need to tilt your head so that you can see that everything is actually getting glue on it. And once it's done that side, turn it around and do the other side. There we go. Now I'm just going to tilt this to make sure that I've got everything. You can see where, if you've missed a bit, you can see it. Like that piece there. Stampin' Up used to do glue sticks, and they were great because they were like a little oblong shape, which made it a lot better for corners. Right, now you've done that one, you need to get rid of that sheet. So let me get another one. I was doing some printing yesterday, and my printer wasn't having any of it, and it kept giving me all this gobbledygook. So I finished up with a lot of waste. But it does mean I can only use one side of it now. Right, now to pop this on top here, you will have about roughly ½ an inch either side all the way around. Apart from that, there's not a right and wrong about how you put this. The thing is, you are going to be folding over the edges, so you want it to be reasonably easy. So what I've done is I've just anchored that little bit down so that it's there, and now I'm going to start from the middle and just gently push out. I am not putting any real pressure on this because I don't want to get rid of all the lumps and bumps. That is what gives this its character. Okay, that's gone in a line down there. I wonder if you can see that. And there's another line across there. And I'm going to squash them down. There we go, yes you can see it. Okay, that line and that line. I'm just going to give those lines a bit of an extra push so that they do flatten, but it is not a mistake. Okay. Just don't go over this too hard. As I say, you will lose your faux silk look. Okay, so I'm leaving it like that. I'm happy with that. So turn it over. Now we need to stick this down. A lot of people take their scissors and cut around the edge. I don't. I fold all my edges in just in case there's any bits around there that haven't actually stuck to the tissue paper. So again, you need to just put some glue stick along the four edges. Right, so what we do now is we fold the corners in first. So what I'm doing, I'm bringing this corner in to here, and then smoothing that bit out and then that bit, so that that there is covered. Then I'm going round to the next corner. As you can see, I am way out here, but it doesn't matter as long as those corners are protected. Okay, so that's way out as well. But this is all going to be covered up, so nobody will ever know, apart from you and me. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to fold the actual sides over, and the important thing is to make sure that you get all the fold over so you don't have any left that side. Okay, so that's all right. Now this one, so bring it over from that side so that it all comes over. Doesn't look as if I got my glue stick there. I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to be using Tombow to adhere this to the Balmy Blue layer. And then the last side, bring that over. So now I'm going to adhere this onto this layer. As I say, I'll use Tombow rather. As you see, this hasn't adhered down, and you'll find these corners haven't either. But as long as you use Tombow to get them to glue down, so they're not coming out from the sides on there. Okay, so I'm putting Tombow there to make sure that's all done, and along the edge. Right, I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow underneath there. And on top. There we go. There's one little bit there that I went too much towards the edge. Mop that off. That's all right. I'm going to turn it over on this side. Okay, so now I'm going to pop that to the front of my card. Make sure it's up the right way. Oh yes, because this is a video, I must turn this upside down. Cards upside down. That's that. There we go. Now where's my, there it is. So I've got to paint this now, or at least colour this, and I'm going to be using Balmy Blue, Pizzazz and So Saffron. So I'm going to start with the So Saffron and just do the centres of 5 of the flowers. Now do the Pizzazz for the leaves. This doesn't take long because I'm no expert at colouring. Quick and dirty is the way I explain what I do. There we go, that's the leaves done already. It didn't take long, did it? So just need the blue. And what I tend to do with this is just go around the outsides and then leave the white in the centre. It's something I've been doing recently and I really like the look of it. If you don't, obviously colour the whole blue in. I think you'll agree this is quite quick, isn't it? Just 2 more buds. There we go. I think that's okay. I like the look. Let me just bring that up close to you. Okay, and see where I've just gone round the outsides. The leaves are a bit more full, but some of those have still got white areas. It's a relaxed way of colouring, if you like. Right, where's my blue bit? So I'm going to put that onto there. And we'll use Tombow. There we go. So what I did next was I tied some ribbon around here. Now the ribbons that I've used, I must tell you about these. It's all the same, but it's one of the items that's a celebration gift, and the pack is 5 rolls of ribbon, and you can get that if you spend £45 or €60 on your order. And the clever thing is about these ribbons, they match all the 5 colours in this pack of DSP. Daffodil Delight, Highland Heather, Grapefruit Grove, Lemon Lime Twist and Balmy Blue. And each of them have got the small squares one side and large squares on the other side. And with that you get one of the a roll of ribbon to go with each of them. Now, if you wanted to get those free, all you would need to do is, if you bought this stamp set, Touches of Textures, and a packet of these, and a packet of dimensionals, your order will be £45 and you can choose the ribbons for free. I think this is absolutely amazing offer. Right, where's my ribbon scissors? Now, I've done 2 of these so far. One worked beautifully, the other one really gave me a run for my money. Let's see what Balmy Blue is going to do. Right, so tie that in a knot, hold it in place. Ooh, I think the tail came out. I can't see where it's gone. Right, let's try that one again. Right, keep these flat. Right, fold that, keep it flat. Wrap this round, keep it flat. No twisting of the ribbon at all. Right, let's swap over fingers. I should have allowed myself a bit more. Right, let's pull that bit back, pull that bit back. I've got glue on my finger, that's what's doing it. Right, let's try again. Make sure that's nicely straight. And that one. Pull it tight. This isn't going to work, I don't think. I don't know, maybe. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think I'm quite happy with it. Let's just tidy the ends up. I could do a bit smaller, shorter rather, not smaller. That's better. Right, okay. That's going to stay. And I'm going to pop this onto here using dimensionals. First of all though, what I did was I took some tear and tape and just anchored the ribbon down. That will at least stop it moving. I'm not going to take the backing of it off. No, I didn't want those, did I? What am I after? These. So I'm going to use the large dimensionals. Right, let's just pop that on there. Well, oh, I will be needing more of those, won't I? I need them for the sentiment when I'm ready to do that. Okay, let's get this off. In fact, before you start taking your backings off, play with the placement of this piece to see where you think it looks best on your card, whether you think it looks better being off to the right hand side or better to the left hand side. I like mine definitely to the right hand side, so I am going to use my tweezers. You can go away for the time being. Right. Now I'm doing it the same gap up there and just a small gap this side. I think that looks straight. Yep. Now for the sentiment, I'm using the classic label punch. Now what I'm going to do with this is I am going to line the happy up against this pointed bit here, however much gap I want. Make sure I've got it lined up straight. This sentiment is too small for the size of this label. Okay, so if you punch it out like that, and then you can slide that back in there, and then you can decide how much gap you've got on this side and make sure you've got the same amount that side. I think that's probably about right. Okay, so then you've got the right shape there, and that bit is rubbish, we don't need that. And then for the layer, I'm just going to take my scrap, punch that out, and then I'm going to decide how much of the blue I want. Let me show you how much I've kept on these two. Okay, see how much is coming out either end. And that's what I want on this side. So what I'm going to do is just make a little pencil mark about there. So I know when I pop that into that one, I'm going to go as far as the pencil mark. Come on, don't mess about. Oh, that's it. Go on, in you go. Don't know why you're giving me a hard time. Look like I've crinkled that all up now. Let's try that bit again. Right. And then I didn't mark it, did I? So it's about there. Right, let's try again. I know it can't do, but it feels flatter than the actual. Oh, that's better. Go on, that's it. Good, good, good. There we go. Make sure it's straight. No, we don't need that. Use my eraser to remove that pencil mark, which I know is here. Oh, there it is. Make sure I've done that about right. Yep, good, good. So I'm going to put this on with Tombow. There we go. That looks good. So I'm going to pop this on up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the small dimensionals, but I'm only going to put them about 4/5 of the way along, because the last bit is just going to be resting up there. Well, maybe 3/4 of the way along. So I have that like that. And I can pull it so I can feel that it's the dimensional is hit against the image on this side. Yep, I think that's okay. Okay, you may want to put a piece of little bit of glue under there. Not something that I worry about. Now the last thing is to add some kind of jewels, and on this one I did the 3 down here, which I wasn't particularly pleased with. I wished I'd gone over them with one of the blender pens, but I don't have a... Yes, I do. Do I have Highland Heather? Yeah, I could have done, but once it's on there I can't do it. And this one I'd prefer, I'd put the rhinestones there. That I think looks much nicer. So that's what I think I'm going to do this time. Right, basic pearls, basic rhinestones. Have I got any smaller? Oh, 2. There's that one. Oh, this is obviously one of those that was attached to a whole long line of them. I can see it was a strip of like glue dot underneath it. So I thought I said I saw 2 on here. Is that the same size? Oh yeah, maybe. No, it's not. It's the same size as that one, but it's not the really small one. Oh, come on, don't let me down. Okay, in that case I will have to change over to the slightly bigger ones. Come on. That's it. There we go. So that's all of those. All I need to do now is to adhere the piece inside the card. Yep, I've got my tape on here already. Not that one, that's not quite as easy as this one. No, do it the other way round. So I wonder what you're thinking about Celebration this year, and also the new Spring Summer catalogue. I think the Spring Summer catalogue is the best we've had for a little while. I've had to be really strict with myself with what I'm buying. I've still got quite a lot of post-it flags attached to my catalogue because I just can't get all of it yet. And it does help getting the discount, but it doesn't mean that we can afford to just go and buy everything. There we go. I did that top first, didn't I? There we go. So, there we go, that's today's project. As always, I hope you like it and I really hope you give it a try. It's something different and it does look lovely. I know that you can't see it perfectly, but you can see all the bumps there. And it does make it very, very tactile. So, as I say, I hope you like it and I really hope you give it a go. The technique is called Faux Silk. Not sure that I would have called it Faux Silk, but that's fine. It's great, looks good. If you have any comments or any questions, please leave them in the box below the video. I'm always happy to help and I do enjoy reading your feedback. If you would like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, except the white tissue paper, which you can get from your local stationery shop, and also the glue stick, which again you can get from your local stationery shop, everything else you can purchase through my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. The link will be in the box below. If you've enjoyed my video and would like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please click on the subscribe button that you can see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, and then do remember to click on the bell as well so that you get notifications. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.